but I was just listening. There was just a couple of small things that I wanted to share. The one is, I think that all the grandkids probably had the same experience, but most of my friends that met my Sittu called her Sittu. They didn't call her your Sittu or somebody's Sittu, they called her Sittu. So what Jeff just said about she wanted to be everybody's Sittu, I mean, people really, grabbed onto her. It was it's kind of an amazing thing. But another thing I wanted to share just quickly was, last week I was with some friends, colleagues, and I was actually with some friends playing cards, which was appropriate when I heard the news about Sittu's passing, and I paused to talk a little bit about her. And I had just seen her a couple weeks ago with my niece and nephew, my sister's kids, and I was really struck by how close they felt to her, and how awed they were in her presence, and how sweet they were with her. And I was sharing this with these friends, and they said, "Well, was she nice?" And it was just an incomprehensible question to me, because that somebody would have a grandmother or a great-grandmother that wasn't just the sweetest person in the world. But apparently, some people have memories of their elders as crotchety old people, but I don't think anybody will ever think of my Sittu that way. And it would have never occurred to me. So that's all. I just wanted to share those two thoughts.
Stories that we all have, and
you're right.
It's unbelievable. So to kind of call through your memories, pick one is difficult, but one I think that for me and for my brother and our friends captures Sittu in a way that I think she would like to be remembered. When we were in high school, my brother and I hosted a weekly poker game in the Parkway house, the same house that she raised her children in. And the best part is, Sittu happened to be over one of those nights. Not by chance, she would come by often. And when she heard that we were playing cards in the basement with 25 of our closest friends, she immediately rushed downstairs. And maybe most grandmothers would be frustrated these kids are playing for money, or wonder, what they're doing. But Sittu grabs a chair next to one of my friends, unbeknownst to him, takes half of his stack of chips. "Oh, honey, it's okay, I'll pay you back. Don't worry, I just want to play a couple hands on you." And proceeds to play Texas Hold'em. And win at Texas Hold'em. At which time I said, "Everyone, this is my Sittu. This is her house." And for me, that was it. She stayed, she played, she had a great time. Everyone loved her. Everyone called her Sittu. My friends still call her Sittu. And those are the moments that we love and we absolutely miss.
Is my mother's brother,
Baby brother.
the youngest one. He came through from the Korean War. He was a pharmacist in the Korean War. He came through to see his sister. And while he was looking for his sister, he found a wife.
I have always been grateful for that. I really have. At the time, I wasn't so excited about it, but this is the love of my life for 58 years. And I know you're interrupting, Bob, but if I don't give you this thought now, it may disappear. I want to tell you my image of Auntie Helen. I was 7 years old when she married Uncle John. And this gorgeous woman who looked like a movie star that I must have seen came in with this flowing black hair, a round velvet skirt, boots, and she added, this was, years later, I was telling her this a few years back, yes, and I had a white blouse on. But that image is still there through all those years. And one of the best pieces of advice, and some of you out there are getting a little bit older, and she told me, started about 15 years ago, she'd say, now, you have to get younger friends. She said, because pretty soon you're going to get old and your friends are going to die or they're going to get sick and you won't have anybody to do anything with. And by God, I'm glad I followed her advice because it's true. So I want to pass that on to you. younger friend.
You know, my wife, she doesn't have a law degree, but every
No, and
time,
I don't play the piano or sing.
well, she used to play the fiddle. I wasn't going to say anything. Not that I don't have a lot to say, I have plenty to say. But last Saturday, I buried one of my best friend. And they asked me to give the eulogy. And I said, well, I'm going to be in Minnesota visiting my sister and my brother-in-law and all of her family. And I can't do it. The kids say, well, they told Ray, said, would he write the eulogy? And his son, one of his sons, Jeff or Randy, could give it. And Ray says, come on, you can do it. And so I did. I wrote a 5-6-page eulogy. And my son Randy delivered it.
Edited it.
And he added and edited it. He didn't like some of the words I used, you know. Like I'm talking to my friend was World War II, real World War II veterans. They're great. He's one of the greatest generation that Tom Brokaw in his book wrote about. And he invited Ray and I'm getting off the track a little to tell you why I didn't have a speech ready for Helen. Don Connolly knew Helen very well. He'd come over for dinner. He knew his wife, and so it's kind of a close thing. And when I gave the talk, I said Don Connolly, when Randy gave the talk, Don Connolly invited us on the 50th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy. He was part of that group. And we went through Holland, Belgium, France, and went to Normandy. And then we went on a trip. They had set up a little trip, a boat trip for like 100 ex-soldiers. And the French